Let me guess. Last month, you covered your teenager's unexpected school trip, helped your mom with her car repair, and somehow found money for your dad's new prescription. But when was the last time you actually put money into your own retirement account? If you just felt that uncomfortable little twist in your stomach, you're probably living in what I call the sandwich generation money trap. You're squeezed between two generations: aging parents who deserve your love and support, and kids who always seem to need something. And somehow, your financial future keeps getting pushed to the bottom of the list. Here's a common scenario. Picture Sarah. She's 47, making $78,000 as a project manager. Great income, right? But she's sending $800 a month to help her parents with their mortgage. Just paid $3,200 for her daughter's summer program and has exactly $847 in her TFSA. For the 7 years old and basically no retirement savings because everyone else's needs felt more urgent. Sound familiar? Yeah, I thought so. I'm Toyin, and I work with midlife Canadian women who are trying to figure out how to take care of everyone they love without completely sacrificing their own financial future. And here's what I've learned: this isn't about being selfish or not caring about your family. This is about creating sustainable support that works for everyone. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how this trap works, why it's especially challenging for women in their 40s or 50s, and most importantly, how to honor your values of caring for family while building your own financial security. So, the sandwich generation is basically anyone who's simultaneously supporting aging parents and dependent children. In Canada, that's about 28% of people in their 40s and 50s. But here's the thing: it affects women differently than men. Women are twice as likely to be providing care for elderly parents. We're also more likely to still have kids at home, or kids who've moved back home because of housing costs or student debt. Plus, we're often the ones who coordinate the family's emotional and practical needs. So while your partner might write the occasional check to his parents, you're the one researching home care options, coordinating medical appointments, figuring out how to pay for everything, and lying awake at night worrying about money. Here's where this gets really challenging. Just when you should be hitting your peak earning and savings years, your 40s and 50s, everyone in your life has legitimate financial needs that feel urgent. Your kids aren't just eating cereal anymore. Now it's university applications, driving lessons, sport equipment that cost more than your first car. If they're in their 20s, they might need help with rent because housing costs have skyrocketed, or they're living at home because they can't afford to live. Meanwhile, your parents are dealing with expenses that provincial health plans don't fully cover: dental work, prescription drugs, home modifications so they can maintain their independence. Maybe one of them needs additional care support that costs thousands each month. And you're sitting there thinking, I'll catch up on my retirement savings later. Except later keeps getting pushed further away. Let me show you some numbers that might surprise you. The average Canadian provides about $7,500 per year in financial support to adult children and elderly parents combined. Some families, it's significantly more. But here's the important part: every $100 you don't save in your 40s costs you about $300 in retirement. Because of compound interest, that money has 20 plus years to grow. When you defer saving now to help family, you're not just giving up $100, you're giving up $300 of future retirement income. Going back to Sarah's situation, that $800 a month she was sending to her parents, if she'd been putting that into her RSP instead for just 5 years, she'd have $65,000 more for retirement, assuming a 6% return. And that's if she never contributed another dollar for those 5 years. This doesn't mean she shouldn't help her parents. It means we need to understand the full impact of these decisions and plan accordingly. There are some specific reasons why this situation is specifically challenging for women, and it goes beyond just being naturally caring. First, we typically earn less over our lifetimes, partly because of career interruptions for caregiving. So we already have tighter budgets with less room for extras, including our own retirement savings. Second, we live longer than men on average, which means we need more retirement money. But we're also more likely to spend our peak earning years supporting people instead of saving for our longer retirements. Third, society often expects us to be the family coordinators and problem solvers. There's less pressure on sons to provide financial support, which means daughters often carry more of the financial and emotional responsibilities. And here's a significant factor. We tend to prioritize everyone else's financial security over our own. Men are more likely to think, I need to secure my retirement first, then I can help. Women often think, how can I focus on my future when my parents need help now? Let's talk about the emotional weight for a minute, because it's probably significant. You feel responsible when family members struggle financially. You feel conflicted when you think about limiting how much you give. You feel uncomfortable when you even consider prioritizing your own retirement. But here's what nobody tells you. That sense of unlimited responsibility isn't actually helping anyone long term. When you don't save for retirement, you're not being noble. You're potentially setting yourself up to need financial help later. Think about it. If you don't save enough for retirement, who might need to support you? Your children, the same children you're helping now. So by not planning for yourself, you could be creating a bigger financial challenge for the next generation. Beyond the obvious money concerns, there are hidden costs to always being the family's financial safety net. Your stress levels increase when you're constantly worried about money. Your relationship with your partner can become strained when you're disagreeing about how much to give family members. Your own children might not learn healthy financial boundaries, which doesn't actually help them develop money management skills. And you might start to feel overwhelmed by the people you're helping, which can affect your relationships. Plus, here's something I see often. When you don't have clear boundaries around money, family members may start expecting regular assistance. What begins as emergency help can become ongoing financial support. And suddenly, you're committed to more than you can sustain. I know what you're thinking, but Toyin, they're my parents. They worked hard and sacrificed for me. I want to support them. Or my kids are just getting started. Housing is so expensive. How can I not help? I completely understand. Your desire to support your family comes from love and gratitude. And those are beautiful values. But here's the thing. Supporting family members shouldn't require you to sacrifice your entire financial future. There's a difference between being supportive and being financially unsustainable. Your parents probably don't want to know that helping them meant you couldn't save for retirement. Most parents want their children to be financially secure and independent. They'd likely prefer to explore other solutions than watch you compromise your financial future. And your adult children, they need to develop their own financial confidence and independence. When you consistently solve their money problems, you might inadvertently prevent them from building those crucial life skills. So, how do you honor your values of caring for your family while building your own financial security? It starts with reframing how you think about this whole situation. Step 1. Understand that sustainable support requires planning. You can't provide long-term support for your family if you're financially unstable yourself. Just like you need to put on your own oxygen mask first on an airplane, you need to secure your own financial foundation before you can effectively help others. This isn't selfish. This is responsible planning that allows you to support your family for decades, not just during immediate crisis. Step 2, create your own financial security first. This means prioritizing your RSP contributions, especially if your employer matches, and building an emergency fund, and paying off high interest debt. When you're financially secure, you can help others from a position of strength rather than stress. Step 3, determine sustainable financial support levels. Figure out how much you can afford to help family members without compromising your own financial goals. Maybe it's $200 a month. Maybe it's $500. Whatever it is, that becomes your guideline. Whenever someone needs more than that, you can say, I care about this situation, but that amount isn't sustainable for me right now. Let's explore other options together. Step 4, expand your definition of support. There are many ways to support family members beyond writing checks. You can research resources, help with paperwork, provide emotional support, offer practical assistance like transportations to appointments, or help them process community programs and government benefits. Sometimes, the most valuable thing you can do is help family members develop their own financial problem-solving skills rather than solving problems for them. Instead of reacting to every crisis, create a thoughtful plan. Sit down with your partner and determine exactly how much you can afford to help family members each year while still meeting your financial goal. Maybe you decide you can help with genuine emergencies up to $1,000 per person per year. Or maybe you decide to help with specific categories like medical expenses, but not lifestyle expenses. The key is making these decisions proactively when you're not emotional and not under pressure. Then, when someone asks for help, you can refer to your plan rather than making stress-related decisions. Here's something important to consider. If you don't save adequately for your own retirement, you might eventually need financial support from your children. Is this really aligned with your values? Your children will likely face their own sandwich generation challenges in 20 years. By planning well for your own retirement and aging costs, you are actually giving them a gift, the freedom to focus on their own families without worrying about supporting you. And your parents? They probably want to know that their children are financially secure and building towards a sustainable retirement. Most parents would prefer to explore alternative solutions rather than watch their children sacrifice their financial future. Breaking free from the sandwich generation money trap isn't about caring less about your family. It's about caring smart, creating sustainable ways to support people you love while building your own financial security. You can honor your values of family care and protect your financial future. In fact, the two work together beautifully when you plan thoughtfully. The discomfort you feel about prioritizing your own financial future, that's normal, but it's not serving anyone. What serves your family is ensuring you're financially stable so you can support them consistently and sustainably, not just during crisis moments. Your family needs you to be financially secure more than they need you to sacrifice everything for them. When you plan well, you can be the reliable support system they need for decades to come. Now, if this resonated with you and you're thinking, okay, but how do I actually start building that financial confidence? Go back and watch my video, Why Smart Women Make Dumb Money Mistakes and How to Stop, where I break down exactly how to apply your existing skills to build wealth. That's your next step. See you in the next video.